Cunningham started as a team called More Golds, which I think the difference in the maturity level of the team name talks a lot to how the team's evolved. As time's gone on, we've changed rosters a little. We added a new player. We dropped Caster Star when we picked up the Millard, which was a roster change made to help us get better French tank play. But the main thing is we've focused on really putting the time in, and when we're doing the game, we're playing to win. It doesn't matter who we're playing, we want to win, and we want to come in first, and we want to make the global finals. Preparation for the finals is just get as many scrims in as you can, and make sure you watch back your matches, watch back your opponent's matches. And the big issue is trying to make sure you get some reps in the days leading up while you're out of town, you're in the new place, and there aren't a lot of times when you can get some practice in. So really trying to get any reps in you can on the Friday and the Saturday before your match is really key.
The best strat is triple King Tigers and double KV4s. You have the firepower of the King Tigers, and you have the armor and the health of the KV4s. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
German engineering and Soviet bias melded together for an impossible to stop force.
We think it crushes any IS-6 lineup. We consider 5 KV4s as an IS-6 counter.
Viable.
Against top tier, the big thing we have to focus on is not getting surprised, because they'd like to run a lot of inferior but unconventional lineups, which if you're not prepared for can really mess you up.
They are experienced. I mean, they have, most of the guys on there were on the WCG Canada team. They have the live event experience. So that's one thing that we both have in common, which we won't be able to exploit as we would have had last season against Hammer Time, who were a brand new team that had no live experience.
Taking ourselves seriously as professional gamers in the league is something that's important if you want to win. It doesn't mean it's not fun or anything, and it's definitely still a hobby, it's not a job, it's not a profession, but it's something we strive to get better at, and something that requires good, solid practice, a time commitment. When we scrim different teams, sometimes it's really frustrating because they just don't have that same commitment, and practices are just not fun with them, or they just don't show up, and it can be frustrating at times. I think part of our level of commitment shown, and we just picked up a sponsor, which they didn't approach us. We went out looking for a sponsor because we want to build our brand and show that we really want to be here.
That raises the bar for us to actually perform or outperform ourselves, because we have not only our names on our jersey, but we have someone else's names.
Each year, there's more respect and more legitimacy behind being a professional gamer, and the sponsors not only help that, but just seeing the league continue. We've really been able to put a lot of effort into the practice, and the people around us find it much more acceptable.
To be able to say you have a sponsor really adds legitimacy to the conversation. It doesn't change maybe even how we play or how seriously we might take an individual game, but the overall vibe of it has, I guess, changed, matured, and grown a little bit along those lines. If we can keep this group of guys together for another 6 months, another year, we're going to know each other like the back of our hands, and I think we're going to do really, really well.
As long as there's a league, we're here.